Yo, welcome back to another episode of Halftime with Bizzy, everybody. Pretty excited to do another episode for you guys. It's been really hectic, a lot of work been going on behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't know, it's busy, but I love this kind of work, and, having a lot of good episodes coming out for you guys and seeing all the attention you guys give it and all the love and all the comments and everything and the messages I get. It means a lot, so I can't thank you guys enough. Having said that, we have Killdozer coming on the podcast today. Killdozer might be a familiar name to you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen some of his insane videos that we talk about in today's episode, and I think he brings a whole new layer of depth to the case opening community. This is my first time talking to Killdozer, and I gotta say, he's a real chill dude, really fun dude to talk to, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy today's episode. As well as for the month of December, we are going to be having a giveaway on my Twitter account at HalftimeCS. The link is down below if you guys want to go and check it out. Absolutely free to join, of course. And, just me being able to give back to the people that, help support me and what I do. So it's the least I could do. It's the month of December. I love Christmas. So got some cool stuff to give away for you guys every Friday of this month. Again, link in the description for that. But without further ado, we're going to get right into things. So thank you all for tuning in. If you don't want to watch on YouTube, make sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. And we will catch you guys on the outro. Yo.
What's up, Bizzy?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, dude. Thank you for wanting to do this, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I couldn't say no.
But yeah, pleasure having you on. I've been seeing your name, around on the Twitter feed and stuff like that. And I kind of just want to, touch base with as many people in the community as possible. So I figured, you'd be a perfect guy to have joined the roster, I guess. So
I don't know about perfect.
I don't know, man. You got some pretty wicked things that we're gonna get into soon. So
yeah. Can you hear me okay, by the way?
oh, perfect. Yeah, totally good.
All right, sweet.
So typically I like to start episodes off by having the guests talk about how their journey in Counter-Strike got started and what introduced them to the game.
That's a great question. I think the first time I played, I started off gaming when I found a Pokemon. I was on a summer vacation with my family, and I found a Game Boy in the house. And I spent the whole weekend at the lake house indoors playing Pokemon. And ever since then, I've been hooked on video games. And my parents didn't let me have a console or anything.
What?
So I had to get the first console we ever had was a Wii when I was in 5th grade.
Okay.
And my dad had to buy it off some dude on the side of the road because nobody was getting them. They were all sold out. And it was because apparently at that time the Wii, I know for a fact the Wii at that time was revolutionized. It's the motion stuff, but that never happened. So everybody was trying to get one. So they didn't really look at it as gaming. They kind of thought it was a cool interactive thing. So we got that Wii, played a couple games on there, and then I think in 6th or 7th grade, my mom told me I could get an Xbox 360 for my birthday, and I thought she was joking. So I got a 360. Played Modern Warfare 2. Big FPS guy. That turned me into an FPS guy. And then in high school, maybe in 2014 was when my buddy was really into PC. And I asked my parents if I could build a PC, and they said sure. So I built a PC, and I think one of the first games I played was Counter-Strike because it was cheap.
Beauty.
And one of my buddies was already playing it. So I think in 2014 I started playing it, and I was almost instantly because I was into sports. I played all sports all throughout my life. And when I saw there was esports, I was like, no way, this is sick. So ever since I started watching in 2014, I remember watching the Olaf boost on Overpass. That was one of the first games I watched. And that was sick. So that got me kind of hooked. And I think from 2014 until about probably end of college, so around 2020, I was mainly playing Counter-Strike on and off and watching all the pro matches, even the tier 2, tier 3 matches. I'd be watching and betting on those because those were so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
And then up until probably after college is when Counter Strike slowed down. I think I took like a year break or something, and then I came back, played on and off again, and then right before CS2 came out, maybe like a month before, I got global for the first time ever. I was always like LEM, and I finally got global, and I was like so happy for it. And I think that's when I got into streaming as well.
No, right on.
Um, so yeah, it's been a long road, but I've always been pretty good at the game. Never good enough to like go pro or anything like that, but
I mean, global
it's
is a hell of an
it's
achievement.
I know. I've worked so hard for it. I think I got it when I was at like 2,500 hours.
Wow.
Which is I don't know, it's probably okay, but yeah, just barely got at the end.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least you did it before now you can only do it per map and
Yep.
then there's premieres, so you did it at the
Yeah.
right time.
Yeah. I think it's like, oh man, if you could say you got global in Counter Strike, I think that's such a cool thing. I've been wanting to get that. I used to in my interviews, I played football in college and in high school. Um, I used to always me and all my buddies, we'd have our saying was like road to global.
Oh yeah.
And in my like interviews for like football, I would like slide in there like I'm just on the road to global.
Oh
We
my
finally
god.
got it. It was so cool. I think me and like two of my buddies, there's like six of us that play, like six or seven of us that play. I think me and two other guys got it. So that was cool.
Oh yeah. This episode of Halftime with K Bizzy is brought to you in part by PriceEmpire.com. PriceEmpire.com is absolutely loaded with essential tools for any skin enthusiast. Whether it be their blog, their price comparison app, the trending deals, or your personal inventory tracker, I mean, Price Empire really has it all. PriceEmpire.com is trusted by more than 1 million users on Trustpilot to ensure everybody that it is a fair and legit website. PriceEmpire.com is linked in the description. Go step your skins game up today. When was it that you got super involved with like the whole skins aspect of the game? Was that kind of early on too, or?
Well, I was always into skins, not as in depth as I am now, but I was always into them. Because I love gambling them and getting the expensive and cool ones. And I thought it was so cool how skins are worth so much money. I think that's another interesting aspect of it. But I always thought they were cool, but it was never like a part of like I was never like building out an inventory or anything like that until maybe like a year and a half ago.
Oh wow, okay,
Maybe like 2 years ago. Yeah.
right on. So your content is heavily directed to case openings, as probably everyone that's watching this knows. When was it that you started? Like, I know you kind of touched on you later started streaming and making YouTube videos, but like, did anyone kind of inspire you to do that, or did you just say, "Ah, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it"?
Well, I think I used to watch the Twitch streams of like, Summit opening cases and Josh OG, the original Weeds TV, I think was his name back then,
Yeah, yeah.
opening cases. And I used to watch the Phantom Lord gambling stuff like that. And I
Phantom
used to always just think
Lord.
it was so cool how these guys were just opening cases. Like I could afford like one or two cases. I didn't have any money in high school. Never asked my parents for any money. If I was lucky, I'd have enough money to open a case or two. And I thought it was so cool. And I was like, you know what? I got some extra money. There's a huge story about how it came to that, but I was kind of looking into the case opening community, and I was like, you know what? Nobody that does this is really interesting, and this is so cool. Case opening is like the coolest thing ever, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And like everybody that does it's just kind of like boring. And I was like, I think I could probably do a pretty good job of that. So I started making TikToks and stuff, and they started doing well. And then I streamed opening cases, and people seemed to enjoy that. And I kind of realized that like, hold on a second, I can take the money I make from subscriptions and use them on case openings. So it's almost like I'm not using any of my own money in a way. And it was like a total life hack. And it
Yeah.
was like still is like the coolest thing ever that I could just spend all the money that I make on Twitch on case openings. And the inventory is looking pretty good. I have a long way to go though.
I mean, like, like you said, it's a life hack. Like, how many people like get to do that, like you could go in the hole. It's
Yeah.
so easy to waste like your hard-earned cash on cases. Like, it's so easy. So to
Yeah.
not be
Yeah.
able to have to do that that's sick, dude.
But it's double-edged sword because I hate knowing because people come into my stream and be like, "Yo, man, just spent $200 on case openings because of you, but didn't get anything." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Damn!" Like, because I'm inspiring it, right? And I'm causing people to do it. and it is terrible. It is so bad. It's all blues. You got to
Yeah.
get so lucky to get something good. And even when you do get something good, it usually doesn't make up for the bad stuff that you get.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like a for fun thing, you know. It's definitely is gambling.
Yeah. And like Turbine, for instance, when he was on the show, he was telling me about when he did a 6,000 case opening in
Yeah.
24
Oh yeah, that's
hours.
such a pain.
30
That's
golds
such
is
a
all he
pain.
got. So
Yeah,
like that goes to show.
yeah, and I think when you do it that much, I think it's the moderation, right? It's what you become numb. You know, you don't feel the rush anymore. I think the rush is
Yeah.
important.
Like
Yeah.
you getting a gold, you probably just cool. Like,
No, I still get goosebumps, and
oh yeah.
I get the same feeling I did when I was 14. I opened my first knife. The same feeling.
Do you remember your
Yeah,
first snipe off the top of
yeah.
your head?
I think it was the third case I opened,
Oh my
and I
god.
think it was the Huntsman case, and it was a well-worn, scorched
Oh,
Huntsman,
sheesh.
worth like must have been like 80 something bucks
Oh my
back then.
god.
70 bucks, I think it was 75 bucks.
And if you were to go
And
buy
I
that
thought I hit the
now,
fucking jackpot. I thought I hit the jackpot. Right now, that'd be worth
probably
probably about
double.
yeah, probably about 150, 160 bucks.
Yeah, it's crazy the inflation over the years, man. It's so nuts.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. Cases were the same price back then. Well, the
Mhm.
keys were,
Yeah.
but the cases itself are way more expensive now. But
Hmm.
man, I wish the cases were expensive as they were back then.
Yeah, and then you look at my buddy, I got him into Counter-Strike and I watched him in real time with my own eyes. It pisses me off thinking about it cuz he didn't even know how to play the game yet. First case FAMAS Survivor Z, second case, and this was in like 2015, I think. First case FAMAS Survivor Z out of the I forget what it's called, but the one with the shadow daggers in it. I don't know why that
Yeah,
slipped
that's
my
the
mind.
shadow case. Yep.
The shadow case. Fuck. Okay. So he got that out of the shadow case. The next one, field tested Op Asimov. The third case, butterfly fade. I was like, bro, fuck
Wait,
you.
you got an Asimov?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a fade
Yes.
butterfly?
Back to back to
No
back within
way.
2 minutes. Like ridiculous.
Man, yeah, dude, it pisses me off. I have a case opening channel in my Discord, and it's like, okay, you expect somebody to post their clip of them getting like a, I don't know, like a well-worn gut knife or something.
Yeah.
Almost every single clip is like the new souvenir, not souvenir, the new what is it called? The armory ones, the collections.
Yeah.
The M4 fade, like the reds from there. It's like 1 in 4,000 odds, and all these guys are posting these clips, and I'm just like mind blown by it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And there was one day on Twitter a couple weeks, I think it was like a week after the Armory Pass came out. There was one day I was just scrolling on Twitter and it was just, oh, I just got an M4 fade. Oh, I just got an M4 fade. It's like,
Oh, dude,
what the fuck? What's happening?
there's so many of them. There's so
Yeah.
many of them. Yeah. Well, I guess that's good, right? Because that means a lot of people are playing.
Yeah, exactly. So you do all types of insane challenges for your case opening videos. I've been super interested to ask you about this. You got the, drinking a seltzer or eating a Big Mac
Yeah.
for every pink or red, 100 nuggets or pizza rolls for 100 cases. Like the list goes on. These are, like you were saying earlier, there's people that make boring case opening videos. This is definitely a way to make it interesting. Where the fuck do you get these ideas? Because these are absolutely insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it was kind of just like thinking about it. Um, like how do you make them more interesting, right? You can only do so much in the game
Yeah.
that is interesting, right? You get the goal, then you get the item. There's not much you can do to like spice it up.
Hmm.
Obviously, the way you open the case is what a lot of people do, like blindfold, no look, stuff like that.
Get the
And then I
console and
thought,
drag it over.
yeah, exactly, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, I mean, it's kind of limiting though. And I was like, well, what if you made it like kind of like two different challenges, right? Or like a challenge based around case openings. Because a lot of people do opening a case every day until they get a gold. There's a lot of
Yeah.
challenges, and those are pretty popular. And I said, well, I don't know why I thought about just doing the nuggets. People seem to like it, and it's kind of been a good theme because, well, it's I got to tell you, it's pretty brutal because I usually end up eating about 80 to 85 of them,
Oh my
and the
god.
last 20 are where it really starts to sting. But in the beginning, it's not bad at all. But the nuggets get cold, and then yeah, it all just starts tasting bad. But I've done Chick-fil-A, I've done McDonald's, I've done Burger King, Wendy's. Did I say Chick-fil-A?
Yep.
Arby's. Um, I've done a couple other ones. Yeah, I've done the Big Macs. I've done McChickens, I think it was.
And you've one bited Big Macs too. Like
Yeah, yeah. One bite, the Big Mac. Yeah, that's right.
like
Um,
it's just
and a couple
crazy,
other
dude.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. No, I just think it's fun. I just think people enjoy it. So I think like a lot of the times, like after I'm done streaming or whatever, I'm at the gym or I'm like on a walk or something. I'll just be like thinking about like what is something that like people haven't done before, or something that people have done before that I could improve upon. And I think that's just because like every day I'm trying to think about stuff like that,
Yeah.
and so I think that that helps out a lot. Actively thinking about it, you know.
Yeah. Like obsessing over it kind of I get kind of the same way. I'll go to
Hmm.
work and I'll be thinking about what I could do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So the
Exactly.
aftermath of something like the 100 pizza rolls for 100 cases, the a Big Mac for every pink or red, these crazy videos, like what is the aftermath of this? Because I know you got to be going through
Yeah. Well, the
it.
seltzers ones are the worst. Um, not because well, the seltzers ones aren't bad because it's a lot of alcohol. It's because the rest of the day I can't really go anywhere or do anything because like usually pretty drunk at that point.
Yeah.
So I just kind of have to, and it's usually usually done by like 2 o'clock, and so it's a weird time period where you're like still a little bit drunk, but then like around like 6, and I usually do them on Fridays.
Okay.
So it's like, do I keep drinking a bunch and then go do something later, or do I just call it quits and just be sad for the rest of the day? So
Yeah.
the seltzer ones are pretty brutal. The other ones are not a problem at all. Like whatever reason, my body works really differently from a lot of people. It's like no matter how much food I eat, I'm always hungry in like 20 minutes, like 30 minutes max.
Even after like
So
100
I'll usually
nuggets?
eat all yeah, I'll usually eat like all 85 of them, and then like 30 minutes will pass and I'll be like I'll just eat the rest of them, like the last 15 I have because I for some reason I just don't get full for like a long time.
Holy
So I think
shit.
that's probably one of the reasons why I decided to do the food stuff because I knew I was pretty good at
Hey, well,
it.
if it works in your favor, it works in your favor.
Yep, yep.
And do you ever get like any weird looks or something? Like when you go to the drive-through window and they're like, "Why the fuck did you just
No, I
order?"
just tell them it's well, if they ask, I just tell them it was I think the first time I went, I was like thinking about it and I was like, "Hey, I got some hungry kids. Can I get 100 nuggets or something like that?" Yeah, but in reality, they don't give a shit. They don't even
No,
care. No, they
no.
don't care at all.
They're selling product and they're getting the money.
Yeah, well, really, I mean, they're just working the cashier. They don't give a shit about anything else.
Yeah, that's true. So it's quite obvious that CS is a very competitive scene in many, many ways. With other big name creators doing huge case openings for content on various platforms and stuff, do you ever feel any pressure or like, like how do you keep trying to find your way in the community and pave your way to stand out?
Yeah, that's a good question because I think when I first started, I didn't have I didn't have any money saved up really. I had a little bit of money saved up, but it was like, it was so important to keep your money and save it that spending it on case openings was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, wasn't making a ton of money and you start to go, oh, well, maybe I can, only open a couple cases today, or maybe I can only, uh, maybe I don't have to open them today, right? Which is fine to do, but you see people opening so many cases, and something you got to realize is it's not about how many you open; it's about what you get,
Hmm.
right? So if you can open 3 cases a day and get a gold, a red, or whatever, then those are like 2, 3 clips that it would normally take you a week or weeks to get.
Hmm.
So it's not about how much money you have to spend, it's about how lucky you can get. But I mean, you do it long enough, then your luck kind of goes both ways. So you end up spending a lot of money on cases and stuff. So it is hard because there's an expectation for you to open so many cases and do so many things.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard keeping up with that, but it's so much fun that it's kind of worth it.
Like when you go and hit the start streaming button, people are just immediately going in your chat. Like they probably have the idea of like, okay, Killdozer is going to go crazy on case opening today.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. If I'm not, well, I do. But also the other thing is giveaways. I do a lot of giveaways.
Hmm.
I usually give away a skin every day, and then I usually do marbles races for like little skins.
Okay.
So a lot of people are expecting free skins and case openings. So
Yeah.
a lot of money at my expense.
Yeah.
But it's all fun. I have a lot of people that donate me skins for giveaways and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
that's pretty sweet.
honestly, at this point, I don't even know if I have to buy any more giveaway skins. It's like people give me so much stuff to give away. And if they want to give it to me as a gift, then I'll keep it. But usually when someone gives me something, I have to give it away or I end up giving it away.
And that's what I think is kind of cool with, like, you have established a pretty good platform, and now you're using it to, not only are you entertaining people, but it's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving, because people are donating skins to you to give away to other people, and people are getting stuff from it. So in my opinion, it's a W.
Yeah, no, it's nice because it didn't used to always be actually, that's not true. It was kinda always like that. Even when I first started streaming, people would just, like, pop in, send me a skin, I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing? Why are you sending me this?" And they're like, "I want you to have it." And I was, like, dumbfounded because it was, like, expensive skins.
It's
I
like
was like,
almost
"Dude, if I
guilty,
had"
like.
I was like, "Dude, if I have this, I would hold on to it, like, as hard as I could. I would never give it to anybody, like, it's crazy." But that's just because of how much skins meant to me. Some of these people don't really care about the skins very much.
Yeah.
And it's not about the money, and they could care less. So that was cool, yeah. But it's gotten a lot better since then. It's almost like every stream, there's people giving me skins to give away.
Oh wow, that's awesome. And, like, I saw the tweet that it kind of just goes into what you were just saying about people expecting stuff from you and whatever. Like, I saw your tweet today about that guy that was hitting you up asking for knives, and I just want to be like everybody else. Like, does that get, like, do you have to respond a certain way to people like that? Because that's got to be, like, kind of annoying a little bit, to be honest. I could imagine.
Yeah, well, the problem is I'm like one of those people. I hate when people don't like me.
Hmm.
So, and sometimes I think I sound like a jerk when I'm like telling somebody I'm sitting in front of a screen with 30 fuck 49 knives and someone's asking for a blue skin and like I have to tell them no. It's like really weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I could, but like I'd have to spend all my time like sending everybody one because everyone wants the same exact thing.
Hmm.
So you just have to say in the beginning I did say yes to everybody, and then you realize like, yeah, you can't say yes to everybody.
Yeah.
So and the people that ask are usually younger. And if you're young, it's like don't necessarily not wanna get into skins, but people are care more about the money than the skins, it
A
seems
hundred
like. People say,
percent.
"I'm poor, I don't have any skins." It's like, well, you don't need to be rich to have skins. Skins cost pennies.
Hmm.
Like, a large percentage of the skins cost pennies. You don't need to be you don't need to be rich to have skins. So I think people are more in it for the money than the actual skins itself. So if people were in it for the skins more, I would definitely be more generous about it.
Yeah.
But especially when people send messages, you can kinda just tell, like, they don't care about the skin, and I'm a big skin guy, like, this is, like, really big part of my life,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I appreciate them a lot, because I know that 5 cent blue is gonna turn into a purple, and that purple is gonna turn into a pink, and that pink is gonna be used on a trade up that could
Hmm.
be for a new red that I use in game. It all works out for me like that. It's kinda weird. Maybe it's a psycho way to think about it, but I really do think about it that way.
No, I get it completely. And, like, it's just like, you could have a skin you really like that you're giving away, and you could be giving it away to a guy who's just like, "Oh fuck yeah, I just scored $40," and it's
Yeah,
like,
and just sell
dude, like, come on, that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah. I don't mind if people sell the giveaway skins, right? Because some people actually really do need it. But,
Yeah.
like, begging for it and then selling it would be crazy.
Yeah, and there's people out there. I mean, you go to some of these people on Twitter, and it's just like giveaway hunters and like those kinds of
Yeah.
guys. I'm sure those, okay, I'm gonna win it and sell it.
Oh, the giveaway hunters 100% sell it right away.
100%. So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I wanted to hear your thoughts on the stigma of gambling and case opening. Like, do you ever have to battle with people in comments or Twitter posts about like the whole gambling thing? Like, oh, you're encouraging gambling and all this stuff. Like, do you ever have like a heated kind of argument with people or?
No, I think when it comes to case openings, I don't know what the current field is, but I know a lot of streamers in the past have tried to say it's not gambling, or just kind of don't like the idea of promoting gambling, but then open cases at the same time.
Yeah, I've always found
Um,
that
and
interesting.
it's an interesting, yeah, definitely an interesting concept because case opening is a very unique type of gambling. Um, and I think it's pretty clear. I go 50-50 in my streams. Like sometimes I'm like, don't open cases, it's really bad. Like if somebody asks. And then other times I'm like, you can't take it to the grave with you, buddy. Might as well try to get a gold.
Yeah.
So to say I don't influence it is definitely incorrect. I definitely do, but I try to make it pretty clear that it's just for fun. Um, for it should be just for fun
Yeah.
for most people, but no, nobody really bothers me about it. I don't.
Well, that's good. Cause like, and it's such it's a thing that with Counter Strike, it'll always be talked about is like the gambling, the skins and stuff. And it's
Yeah,
like, even if you're kind of new to the game, like when I always think back to me when I first got into Counter Strike, I had no fucking idea what the game was. My friend showed me cases, and I'm like this is definitely gambling. It's like there's people out there they have no fucking idea. Like this isn't
yeah,
gambling.
no
It's like,
clue,
bro, how do you not know this is gambling? Like it should
no
be
clue.
without even like it shouldn't be a thought that this isn't gambling. Like you have to know.
Yeah,
And if you don't know this is gambling going into it, I think that's a problem on the person. It depends on the person.
yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to compare it to anything else.
Hmm.
It really is. But at the end of the day, yeah, it 100% would fall into that category.
And then to me too, it's like a lot of people I don't know. It's such an oversaturated thing in general in the whole world with sports, like hockey, basketball, shit like that. Gambling is everywhere you look for entertainment, ads for it and
Yeah,
everything. So when someone in the community goes and says, "Oh, I'm with this gambling sponsorship," people just want to shit all over them and it's like I on one hand I get it, but on the other hand it's like, you know, just don't gamble. And if you have a problem with gambling, then go seek, help for that. You
yeah.
know what I mean? It's a weird
I
subject,
think
but
more so. Um, I think the people make it out to seem like a bigger problem than it is.
100%.
A lot of people try to talk for a specific community that apparently has had their life ruined by gambling. Um, but it's like I really haven't heard of very many people that have had like I think 90% of the time, uh, CS case openings and gambling or whatever, it's all like play money. It's all skins that you got when you were in high school, or it's just I don't think it's like people like losing their jobs over this kind of stuff. I think
Yeah.
slots and blackjack, real casino stuff is a little bit different.
Yes, 100%.
But I think, yeah, a lot of people just gambling skins. It's like, I don't know about that. It's like
Yeah.
just kind of for fun, I think.
Like, and there's people out there that have like addiction problems and stuff like that, but then it's like, it goes think about smoking or think about drinking. If gambling's so bad, why are we not shitting on, people can drink and become an alcoholic, people can smoke and then turn to
Yeah.
drugs, and it's like, I feel like it's just a lot of funneling toward Counter-Strike and like, oh, gambling's bad, you're gambling, fuck you, and it's like I think it's just blown way out of proportion sometimes. Got to
Yeah,
do
I
it
think
within
so too.
limits.
Yeah, yeah. I think I usually try to tell people just to use use what you can lose is what the saying is, but
Yeah,
yeah, just it's just for fun. That's just for fun. When it stops being fun, then you should stop doing it
100%. So
or
I
do it more.
oh, okay, okay. So what does the future hold for the Armored Bulldozer in the CS scene? Are you planning on collaborating with other creators, working on projects or videos, or anything that you think the people listening should know about?
Yeah, I probably should. I just don't really plan it.
Yeah.
I don't think into the future too much, but I don't know. Case opening's kind of a singular game,
Mhm.
right? I mean, you could do case opening collabs. I've done those in the past. I don't really like them very much. I don't know why. I really just don't. Um, just because I go at a different pace than other people, I think.
Okay. And yeah, when you're
Yeah.
kind of
So
moving
case battle.
along and you have to wait for the other person, I could see
Yeah,
why that would be
especially when you
different.
get subs, especially when you get people as talking about the butterfly they just unboxed, stuff like that. It's just much easier, in my opinion, to do it on my own. But I do want to play more Counter Strike with other people. Um, so I do. Yeah, also Turbine. I want to play some. I tried playing with Turbine a couple weeks ago, but we have a different time frame
Yeah,
for our streams. But I want to play. I want to play more games because the games have. I actually something you might not know is I think I've been streaming for a year and a half,
that's it.
and yeah, about a year and a half I think is when I started,
Wow.
and I didn't I didn't start playing Counter Strike on stream until maybe like 2 or 3 months ago.
You're kidding.
So for about a year and probably about a solid year, I would stream just opening cases and looking at skins. And I would never even play the game, which is crazy
Wow.
because I was global. I was like global skill, and nobody would get to see me play. Um,
Jeez.
so I recently have started playing more, and the games are just so much fun. You forget how fun it is when you don't play for a little while. Um, so I've been playing more on, but it's also fun solo queuing sometimes, just because you get some demons in your game. Like these
Yeah.
guys, oh my god! I just play competitive because the ranks on my competitive are like Nova, and the guys that I get on my team, it doesn't even make sense how they have hands. It's
Oh, yeah.
crazy. It's crazy to see, but it makes the game more fun. But I do want to play with Turbine and some other guys in the future. I'm actually friends with Jason R,
Oh, okay.
so I want to play with Jason because Jason's really good.
Well, we could get
I
you
don't know.
in
He
on
said he doesn't want to play with me. He says so.
Oh, really? That's tough.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
we
know.
could get you in on I do this thing called community congregation. We actually just did our third one yesterday at the time of recording this, and we pretty much get like Turbine was there yesterday, Doo-Wop, Lily Q, Mump. We got get a bunch of people, and we just played like funky maps. Like we played Vertigo Mirrored or Mirage. I think it was called like Mega Mirage or something. So you're like that tall, and Mirage is like huge, right? Like we just play goofy ass maps. So maybe we'll get you in for the next one when we do
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
number
Yeah, I'm down
4.
for that.
All right, dope. Well, we'll get you in there for that.
Sign me up.
Alrighty, sounds good. So, with such an expensive hobby like case opening and also being a consistent content creator, would you say that there's a lot of pros and cons with being a content creator in today's day and age? Because I'm sure you have to stay in front of your computer a lot of the time. Do you have to like sacrifice a lot of IRL stuff or something like this?
Um, well, you get to make your own hours, and I decided to make my hours like around 10 or 11 Pacific is when I start. And I usually finish around 3 or 4.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a 9 to 5. It's kind of replaced my 9 to 5 because I'm usually on my computer before 10, and then I'm usually off my computer around 5.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I guess I could take it. The thing is, I could take a day off and people wouldn't really notice. Um, yeah, pros and cons. It's like the longer you do it, the more cons you find and the less pros you see, I think. But if I was to compare it to when I started streaming like full time, I think it would be like I think just not having to work for somebody is huge.
Yeah.
Like not having to talk to somebody at the end of the day about how you did. I do actually like that concept because you get to get a perspective from somebody else on how well you did. Um, but it's nice not having to like sweat based on what one person thought you did. That's the ultimate thing I think is not having to work for somebody else. And then the pros would be getting to set your own time and honestly just having fun like all day.
Yeah. Interacting with chat and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Because I think I get the most joy out of knowing people enjoy like watching
Hmm.
because a lot of people watch at work. Like most people just have me in their pocket at work,
Oh,
um,
really?
or just have like their iPhone propped up behind their desk or something, watching it with like an AirPod in.
That's so cool.
So yeah, I think most people are at work in the US and then in Europe, I think most people are home by the time. So they're usually just playing CS with watching me on the side or something like that.
Right on. And how does that feel? It must feel amazing to, you've only been streaming for just over a year and now you're your own boss. Like that's got to be an incredible achievement.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's also kind of scary because if everything falls through, then you're the one to blame, right?
Yeah.
Because if everything you basically fire yourself, right? Which is kind of scary. But as long as you trust in yourself, I think I trust in my I guess you could call it innovativeness
Mm-hmm.
to come up with new things and stuff that because my TikTok account is like a whole nother thing at this point. I do all the food reviews on there, and it's not even related to CS anymore.
Oh,
So
really?
it's totally two different jobs. Yeah,
Wow.
I do this, and it used to be I would just take clips from the streams and use them as TikToks, or the TikToks would be super short. Now it's like once every 2 days, I'm going to the grocery store, getting stuff, and filming a video, which takes like maybe like an hour to 2 hours after I edit everything. So it's kind of like it really is like I have two jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
But at the same time too, it's pretty cool because you've, created your lane through Counter-Strike and streaming, and now all you can really do is expand, and it looks to me as if you're, on a really upwards trajectory. You have a good community surrounding you and people really like you. So that's already one feather in the cap. And then now you can just expand off of that, and you got your deal with Corsair, and
Yep.
you just expand your horizons. So it's perfect.
Yeah, it's really scary though when I think about it because I have all these followers on TikTok, right? And I know that TikTok can be very lucrative. Like, if I wanted to quit streaming today and focus on TikTok full time, I think I could be like a really popular like TikToker.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not want to do that. I've seen other like famous TikTokers and I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. I'd much rather be like a Twitch streamer. That's way cooler in my opinion. So that's why I've been kind of neglecting TikTok compared to Twitch. Although you could argue that my TikTok has been way more successful than my Twitch. It's actually it's actually just a truth. It's way more successful. I have way more followers on there. Um, so for me to spend more time on this is kind of backwards, right? Like I should be spending more time on the thing that's more successful, but I just don't because I just like this. I just like this way more, and I don't want to give it up. It's way harder. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be because when I first started streaming, I actually had a decent amount of viewers and a pretty decent community.
Okay.
So I think the first month I started streaming, I was getting like 100 something viewers like per
What?
stream.
Shit.
Yeah, which is crazy. Nobody ever rated me or anything like that.
Wow.
So it was purely from my TikTok community. Um, and you'd expect to see like a kind of like a bell curve. And I'm seeing it, but it's still like just like this, right? It's
Okay.
not like this. And TikTok was instantly like this, right? Like right when I posted the video, million views, right? A
Wow.
couple videos later, million views. So it's like it's kind of just straight shooting up to the top. And to not see that happen in Twitch is like makes you think you're doing something wrong. But I think it really does just take, like, consistent streaming, like, over, like, years. I think it's
Yeah.
like a multiple year-long thing. I really do. It's not like TikTok at all. TikTok is, like, instant.
Yeah, it's
You
crazy.
get to 1,000,000 instantly. It's totally, totally different. So I think starting on TikTok has made me realize that Twitch is way harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Way harder.
And then when you think of like, your TikTok and then your Twitch, obviously the goal is to kind of bridge that gap and have everyone kind of go to both platforms.
Yep.
And then you add YouTube into the equation, and then you add Twitter into the equation, and then you got to get everyone on all of those. Like it's a big
Yep.
task, man.
Yep.
It's a huge
Yeah, it
job.
is. Yeah, and it doesn't help that my main TikTok account got banned from, uh, from live streaming, so I
Oh,
can't even live stream on it. So I have another account that has, like, 30 or 40 something thousand followers on it, and that's the one I use to live stream on. So
okay.
I'm so I have over 200,000 more followers on my main stream, but
What?
I can't stream on it. So it's like I'm so screwed by that. It really hurts me. But
Fuck.
there's nothing I can do about it. They won't appeal it. They say
Really?
decision's final. Yeah. I did like a Joe Biden opening on stream
Oh my
and
god, bro.
I just put up my hand like I was, like the
Oh, and they
Fuhrer,
thought it was
and
Hitler or
they banned me
something.
instantly. Yeah.
That's
I thought
crazy.
it was a funny little joke, but they're good. Those bots they have on there are good. They catch everything. It's crazy.
And like you can't even the appeal's not even trying to hear it. You can't talk to someone and then it just no.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Nope, it's official.
Wow. Well, man, it looks like you got a lot of good things going, so I hope it continues that way for you. that's pretty much what I had for today's episode. And again, I want to thank you for, coming on and wanting to do this. If you ever want to come back on and promote something or talk about something in the future, always welcome to have you back. For the last part of the show, I usually like to give the guests the honor of running the outro. So if it's something that we haven't covered, or if you want to show people out or give a message to the people listening, whatever you want, the floor is yours.
Okay, shout out. Well, shout out Kid Busy for reaching out to me. Um, this was the first interview I've ever done
Oh, let's
related
go.
to Counter Strike. Related to
Nice.
Counter Strike, yeah.
Love it.
Um, and maybe the last. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh,
Actually, it's great. Not a great outro, by the way, but you don't see a lot of people doing. Well, actually, another thing to bring up. I'll do the outro after this. You doing the interviews. Well, how did you? You mind if I ask how you started doing the interviews?
yeah, that's cool. So pretty much the whole like idea of it kind of started from I had a skateboard company that I ran, and every single Sunday on my website I would do something called Sunday Spotlight, and I would interview a pro skater or a skate shop or someone that's coming up in the community or something like that, and I'd interview them and I post it on the website. Long story short, I ended up shutting down my business a few years ago, and other than skateboarding being a huge passion of mine, Counter Strike's really the only mega passion I had. So, this year, I think it was March or April, I was like, I don't really know anybody in the scene, so fuck, I'll try. And I just did, and here we go. So, it's been a lot of hard work in the process and, trying to
Yeah,
meet people and stuff like that, but that's pretty much the story behind it.
yeah, that's cool, and I think you might be able to agree with this, but I think you don't realize who you can talk to if you just try. Like if you just reach out to people, like you'd be
Unreal, dude.
surprised how many responses you get.
Unreal.
I
I've,
did, I did. I always have different ideas, but one idea I had might have been when I was in college. I'm not sure. It might have been after college. Was to interview YouTubers because so many YouTubers out there, whether they're niche YouTubers or what, that I'd never see like interviews of them. So it'd be like a Joe Rogan style podcast, I guess, or interview maybe. But it would be like in person because I think the in person ones are so much better.
oh, yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and it would just be YouTubers with millions of followers. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea, but like no one's ever gonna agree to that. And I think I sent an email to like two or three, maybe emailed like 5 million subscriber YouTubers. And I got a phone call with two of them. Two of them called me on the
Let's
phone.
go, dude.
And I was like, "What the fuck? You're actually calling me?" And I didn't have it all set up. I kinda just emailed him just to see,
Yeah.
but that was what opened my eyes. I was like, "Wow, that's so easy." Like, people actually wanna do stuff like that,
Hmm.
and, I think it's, I saw you had Summit 1G on the and
Yeah.
I used to watch Summit, like, every day, all day when I
Dude,
was
same.
younger.
When I was getting into
Yeah,
Counter
and I
Strike, him, Shroud, Mo, all those guys doing the ESEA pugs, I constantly watching those. And I'm
yeah,
sitting here, what's up?
how did you get him to be on the podcast?
Ridiculous. He was streaming one night. He gets like, between 10 to 20,000 people a
Yeah,
stream.
yeah.
I sent one fucking message. Podcast? What's it about? That was it. He he
No
somehow,
way.
before I even put my Twitter, anything, any contact information in the chat, I open up my Twitter. Summit 1G's followed you. I'm like, what the fuck? I just asked this guy one question, and
Wow.
it took a while because he had some shit going on that he had to deal with. But like, he was so down from the get go, and yeah,
That's crazy.
crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, I think people like, talking about themselves, so I think interviews are always really easy to get.
Yeah, and like the whole thing for me going into it was like, I want to know about some of these people, but why not
Yeah,
hit the
yeah,
record button and then their community too can also learn about it, and then it goes full circle. Now we all know, you know what I mean?
great point. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking when I was thinking about interviewing the YouTubers. I was like, well, they have 3 million subscribers. They're probably gonna wanna tell their subscribers that they just did an interview and to go check it out to learn more about me. And then
Yep.
it's like, yeah, it's, I know you're starting off. Well, Summit's probably the biggest guy you'll have. I don't even know who would be bigger than Summit. I guess if you get a pro.
Well, I got Gooseman
Um,
on, the co-creator, which was fucking huge. That
yeah,
was
if you
crazy.
it, yeah, so, I guess if you get Own It Pixel, that's probably the biggest.
Working on it. Working on it.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I got a connection. It's just a matter of time, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways, let me finish the outro.
Yeah, for sure.
Or start the outro, I guess. What am I supposed to do again?
Just whatever. If you just have a message or if there's something
Okay.
we haven't covered, whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I like skins a lot, and I like case openings a lot, and I sometimes play the game, and I sometimes do some pretty cool challenges that are, and the stuff I talk about is really dumb too, and it's kind of just a place where you can go to, I guess, just, I don't know, not think about anything. So if anyone's
Unwind.
interested, my Twitch will be in the description, I'm sure.
Yep.
And
And it's
I
right
stream
behind you,
every
too.
day. Yep. Yep, exactly. I stream every day, 11 o'clock Pacific time, and I give away skins. And I stream on TikTok. My alt account is Killdozer Live or something like that. Actually, the name Killdozer is censored on TikTok. So if you search it up,
Oh
nothing
my
will come up.
god, dude.
So you have to add an R to the end, or you have to put an A or something like that.
Unreal.
But I think people, I think anyone who has TikTok and watches CS on there would have seen a clip of me by now. So people would probably find me pretty easily. Yeah, I'm on the quest to get one of every knife in the game. Only knife I have left is a flip knife. I've gotten every other one. Um, by the time this episode comes out, you might not even that might not even be true anymore. I might have all of them. And then once I get those, I'm gonna get every glove in the game. That's gonna be really
Oh
hard.
my god.
That's gonna take me another couple of years, but I think we'll be fine at that point. I'm also trying to get one of every skin in the game. That's going to be hard because I would have to eventually open up a dragon lore from the cobblestone package, and I don't think that's possible. So that might be a goal that we would achieve. Maybe every case skin better than souvenirs. A lot of lofty goals that I have, and I'm not going to slow down anytime soon. I need to get every single one in the game. That's kind of my life goal before I'm 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
God, that makes me sound like such a fucking loser. But that's my video game streaming goal. I have
Career
other
goal.
goals. Yeah, I have other goals. That's my career. Yeah, right, career goal. Yeah, what a wild thing to say. Career goal. Wow. Yeah, pretty much though. Yeah.
Fuck, all the power to you, man. All right, guys, and there you have it. That's today's episode with Killdozer. If you guys want to see him come back on the podcast at a later point in time, feel free to drop a comment, as well as like and subscribe, because it helps me out and doesn't really cost you anything. Thank you all so much for an incredible year so far. We are ending the year out in a bang. I will be throwing little teasers out there throughout the month of December, because I want you guys to really be excited for the guests that you are not expecting to come on. But much love to you guys. Much love to Killdozer, and make sure to go check out the giveaway in the description on my Twitter. We will catch you guys on the next episode. Till next time, everybody.